the downside of speaking up for ourselves. And so today I want to share this idea with you, because a lot of times I'll say, oh, I'm here to walk with you, for you to stand up for yourself, letting your parents know that this is my decision, I want to move out. This is my decision, I want to be with this girlfriend or this boyfriend. Sharing with them that no, I'm not going to complete this request. And yet, by us standing up to ourselves, there are three really big things that we encounter and we don't want to deal with it. First one is guilt. Second one is fear. And the third one is pain. So let's talk about guilt a little bit. Guilt is when our parents expect something of us and we don't want to do that thing. So that when we say no, they start telling us all of these things to either shame us or yell at us, and we feel like we haven't completed our duty as a daughter, as a son. And especially in the Chinese culture, in the Asian culture, a lot of it has to do with filial piety. And so it's this inability to meet the expectation, so that we feel guilty about that. And then the second one is fear. Fear of sometimes physical harassment, sometimes it's fear of what they're going to say, yelling at us. But most of all, it is the fear of the abandonment. Them saying, you're no longer my child. I'm not your parents anymore. And so now that leads to pain. Pain for having been cut off from them, not just our parents, sometimes it's the relatives, sometimes it's the feeling like being looked down upon by even other people if we're to share this, because there's so much of that shame, saying that we're not good. And so there's a lot of that pain, and also the pain of, you are my parents, how is it that you cannot accept this part of me? And all of these come with speaking up. And I want to share this because I know how difficult this part is. This is the main part. It's not the speaking up. Sometimes speaking up is the least of the worries. But it is this part that is deeper inside, because this is our identity that we're talking about. And this is our relationship with our parents that we're talking about. And so all of these is what makes up what we want to address when it comes to standing up for ourselves. And I want to address this because this is the part that I'm talking about when it comes to me being here to walk this journey with you, because I know how difficult this part is. Because even up to yesterday night, I am still learning to process and heal through all the things that I had to go through in order to stand for me. All the things that I was told when I had to be who I am. And it's a very fine dance or balance when it comes to figuring out how far I'm going to go and where do I draw the line when it comes to the other person. And I want to share this with you just to let you know that these are the core things, and even there are more, but these are the core things that we may have to look at when it's time for you to stand up for yourself. Understanding yourself, what you want, and understanding that your parents may want to change you, but you don't want them to change you. So then, how do we accept them for who they are, that they are not changing, accept ourselves for who we are, and then how do we come into this relationship knowing that they are not going to change or accept us? And so I'm going to leave it here because it's a very complicated, complex beast. I was call it a monster, but it's a beast on its own. That sometimes, you know what, speaking up is one thing, but it is this beast that we have to be willing to look it in the eye and say, okay, am I willing to face all of these things when it comes to speaking up to our parents, standing up for ourselves? And I want to share this with you because I want you to know that I understand this is what we're dealing with. And I'm inviting you to look at it when you're ready for it. I know that this journey could be very lonely, frustrating, painful, and yet I want you to know that you are not alone. I'm right here with you whenever you need me.